The Q4X stainless steel sensor with dual discrete outputs now has a fixed window size feature available when in foreground suppression teach mode. Foreground suppression mode creates a window around a taught condition, and the window size is configured by the sensor automatically. The Q4X now allows for a user-defined window to be used. By default, foreground suppression window size changes depending on the taught target distance. This new setting now allows a user to set a fixed window size. Let's say a customer has a bottling line. Multiple types of bottles can be run on the line. The sensor is looking for the bottle cap to be seated correctly. Regardless of the bottle height, the tolerance for the cap will be the same. The manual window selection speeds up the teach process by already having one parameter set up. We will now show you how to set up your sensor to demonstrate the fixed window feature. It is always recommended that we first reset the sensor back to factory defaults. Press and hold the mode button down for 2 seconds. Out 1 on the display shows that we are in the Channel 1 menu system. Remember, reset is only in the Channel 1 menu system. Press the minus button once, and it shows the reset menu option by RSET on the display. Press the select button to enter the reset menu and no appears on the display. Press the minus or plus button to change it to yes. We then press the select button to bring it back to factory defaults. The sensor will then go back to the run mode display automatically. We're now going to configure the sensor for foreground suppression teach mode. Press and hold the mode button down for 2 seconds. Press the plus button and TCH1 Teach 1 appears on the screen. Press the select button to enter the teach menu. Press the minus button and cycle the teach modes until we see FGS, foreground suppression. Press the select button to choose FGS teach mode. Press the plus button, and this brings us to the window menu that is only available when foreground suppression mode is chosen. Press the select button to enter this menu. By default, the sensor shows auto mode, where the sensor decides on the window size depending on the distance from the target. Press the plus button to manually adjust the size of the window you want, and we're going to adjust for 1.4 millimeters. This ends up being plus or minus 1.4 millimeters from our taught window center point, so our window size is really 2.8 millimeters. Press the select button to enter the manually adjusted window size into the sensor. Press and hold the select button until you get back to the run mode display. We are now going to teach the sensor to check for the position of the bottle cap. Place the bottle under the sensor. Hold the teach button until channel 1 set as shows on the display. Then press the teach button again to teach the height of the bottle with the cap seated correctly. The sensor shows a bottle cap height of 91.5 millimeters. Take into consideration that we manually adjusted the window size to a plus or minus 1.4 millimeters, and the passing range will be 90.1 millimeters to 92.9 millimeters. Now with the sensor in run mode, the bottle with the correctly seated cap is positioned under the sensor and the sensor's output light is on. The cap is within the sensing window tolerance. When the bottle with the missing cap is under the sensor, the output light is off. We are now outside our sensing window. Now let's place a taller bottle with a correctly seated cap under the sensor, and the light is off. We are outside the window tolerance. So we're going to teach it this new bottle height. Hold the teach button down until channel 1 set shows on the display. Then press the teach button again to teach the height of the new bottle. We have now taught the new bottle height and maintained the same plus or minus 1.4 millimeter window tolerance. The sensor light is on when the cap is properly seated. Remove the cap and the sensor light goes off.